Today, I will be doing my first product review. The topic? Butter. Hi, and welcome to the show. For this review, I will be asking 3 questions about each product. First, were the cows that made the milk grass-fed, and if so, about what percent of their food was grass? 2, were the cows pasture-raised, and if so, for approximately how many days a year? 3, were the cows rotationally grazed? If you want to learn more about why these are the most important questions, you can check out the video in the description below. The first product is Lewis Road Creamery Butter, which comes all the way from New Zealand. There is very little information on their website about how the milk is produced. However, they have the 10-star certified values stamp. This is a third-party certification run by Southern Pastures in New Zealand. According to this certification, the cows are guaranteed to be more than 99% grass-fed. Cows are pasture-raised every day of the year. Any deviation requires a written explanation from the farmer. According to their website, this is yet to be used. The cows are rotationally grazed. Further, they state that the majority of grass planting is done with no-till methods. Their products are non-GMO certified. They state regenerative agriculture initiatives are key to the 10-star certified program. The only downsides to this butter are that it comes all the way from New Zealand, and it is by far the priciest butter, coming in at $14 a pound. Next up is Kerrygold butter, which comes from Ireland. This is by far the most easily available butter, and it comes in at $8 to $9 a pound, depending on where you get it. Kerrygold is certified under the Sustainable Dairy Assurance Scheme, or SDAS. This covers the majority of dairy products produced in Ireland and sets up some minimum standards, though not enough to answer my 3 questions. According to Kerrygold's website, their cows feed on fresh grass most of the year and are given either silage, hay, or haylage in the winter months, so they are grass-fed year-round. Kerrygold does not guarantee a minimum percentage of the diet that is grass, but it would seem to be the vast majority of their diet based on this information. The SDAS requires that cows receive the bulk of their feed from grass. According to Kerrygold's website, Kerrygold cows graze outdoors on the lush green pastures of Ireland for most of the year. No minimum time is given, and there is no requirement in the SDAS for cows to graze outside. Kerrygold states that they do use rotational grazing. Again, there is no requirement for this in the SDAS. The downsides of this butter are that there's only minimal third-party verification of the standards, and the butter has come a long way from Ireland. Next up is Truly Grass-Fed Butter, also from Ireland. I could only find this at Whole Foods, and it's $8 a pound at my local store. They're also certified under the SDAS, as well as being certified non-GMO and animal welfare approved by the AGW. According to their website, their cows are more than 95% grass-fed, and there's no statement about the feed during the winter months. They are pasture-raised for 250 days a year on a 3-year rolling average. According to the standards of the AGW, animals which should be appropriately chosen for the climate can only be excluded from the pasture if their welfare would be negatively affected due to factors like temperature, precipitation, or soil condition. Neither their website nor the SDAS standards say anything about rotational grazing. However, the AGW certification requires that pastures not be overgrazed and does recommend rotational grazing. Next, we have Organic Valley Butter. This is fairly widely available, though not as widely as Kerrygold. It comes in at about $8 a pound. We should note that while Organic Valley does have some products made with milk from cows that are 100% grass-fed, their butter is not one of those products. They are certified organic, which gives us some third-party verification. According to their website, our pasture-raised cows may receive a ration of grain to ensure balanced nutrition, but grass and forages still make up the bulk of their diet. Their cows are pasture-raised from 120 to 200 days a year, and in winter months they have access to the outdoors. There's again no mention of rotational grazing. Finally, we have Vital Farms Butter. Again, it is fairly widely available and is about $7.50 to $8 a pound. This is raised in what Vital Farms calls the pasture belt in the southeastern United States, where they believe they have the best climate for raising cows. Unfortunately, they have no third-party verifications on their butter at all, so we can only go off information on their website, according to which They are grass-fed, though they may also supplement their grazing with silage and baled haylage from locally grown crops. The cows spend most of their days grazing on the open pastures of family farms. There is no indication of how many days a year. There is no mention of rotational grazing on their website. Now, we'll head over to the kitchen and taste test all of these butters and see how they measure up. Hi, and welcome to the tasting room. This is my wife, Yuan. She'll be our official taste tester. So I'm just going to ask her to go ahead and put on her blindfold, and when she's done with that, she'll turn her chair around, and then we're going to get out all the different butters here and put them in our custard dishes. So first, we have our Lewis Road Creamery butter. This is, on paper, easily the best of the butters. We'll see how it tastes in real life. And we're just gonna rip off a piece of the label so we know which one it is and put it right there. Next up, we have our Kerrygold butter. Next up, we have our truly grass-fed butter. Next, we have our Vital Farms pasture-raised butter. Next up, we have our Organic Valley butter. And finally, we're including a generic store brand butter for comparison purposes. All right, Yuan, go ahead and turn around. You can take your blindfold off. And start with whichever butter you want.
All right, this is exciting. I'm just going to go from my right more towards my left.
All right.
Number one, butter doesn't really have much taste. It's hard. It's very blunt flavor. Number two, comparatively, it's much sweeter, soft, creamier. All right, I'm moving on to number three. Not as much flavor as number two. Soft, but not very creamy. Oh, sorry. I did not see the label. Delicious. Number four is delicious. It is soft. It has a lot of flavor. Not as creamy as number two, but better than number three. Number 5 has very little flavor, and it is softer than number 1, but so far not as good as the other. Let's see. Amazing. Number 6 is the best. Saving the last for the best. So, creamy, soft, lots of flavor, very smooth, delicious. Top score.
So from best to worst.
Exactly.
So let's look at it. The worst is our generic store brand butter. The second to worst is our Vital Farms pasture raised butter. Coming in the middle, our Organic Valley butter. Also in the middle is our Truly grass-fed butter.
I have to say the top 3 are all very delicious.
Okay. Coming in at number 2, Kerrygold butter. And easily the top scorer is our Lewis Road Creamery butter. Thank you so much, and that's all we have for today. If you like this video, please feel free to hit the like button and consider subscribing. You can find me on Facebook. The link is in the description.